Kostelny, Executive Director of Preservation Virginia. She's going to tell you about our first recipient.
Thank you, and good evening. Our first honoree is Elizabeth Bray Allen Smith Stith, who used her own resources to establish a free school for poor children at a time when married women had few rights. Born in 1692, Elizabeth Bray grew up near Williamsburg. Unlike many young women of her time, she learned to read and write. She married Arthur Allen in 1711, and after his death 16 years later, she managed his Surrey County plantation and his home, Allen's Brick House. It later became known as Bacon's Castle. When she married Arthur Smith in 1729, she ensured that in the provisions of her marriage contract that she would be secured the property that she had inherited for herself and for her children. Under her stewardship, she modernized the interior spaces of the house with up-to-date fashions, and these influences can still be seen when you visit Bacon's Castle 350 years later. In 1753, she established a trust fund to create a free school for 16 poor boys and girls, six poor boys and girls at Smithfield in Isle of Wight County. She named the trustees and gave directions for the construction of the building. She specified that the boys were to learn reading, writing, and arithmetic for 3 years, and that the girls would study reading and writing for 2 years. After their schooling, the boys would apprentice to learn a trade, and the girls would learn about household matters from local women. She married a Mr. Stith, whose first name we don't know, and during the 1760s. Elizabeth Stith was a wealthy woman in her own right. Always organized, she prepared a will with a preface that recognized, and I quote, her long pilgrimage through life. After her death in 1774, her personal property was valued at £350 and included 5 enslaved laborers. In that will, she left £120 and part of her estate to the Smithfield School, which continued to operate at least until the Revolutionary War. Here to accept the award on behalf of Mrs. Stith is Mary Ellen McMurran, representing the Isle of Wight Historical Society.
On behalf of the Isle of Wight Historical Society, I am most happy to accept this award for Elizabeth Bray Allen Smith Stith. The Isle of Wight Historical Society has always admired this young lady, and it's just been great to see that she's finally being recognized for what she was so famous for, first free school. Thank you.